What is a truth that everybody knows but doesn't want to say? Humans aren't the protagonists of life. We are just another animal like every other species on Earth, and there are many possibilities completely out of our control that could end life on Earth, and there's nothing we can do if they happen. When you talk about mass extinction events, people only really seem to know about the meteor that made the dinosaurs go extinct, but there have been many more extinction events in the past. Far more than just one, and it is always possible that it might happen again. Just because someone loses their virginity at a young age or is having sex all day every day, doesn't make them any better a person. Someone isn't better than you just because they've lost it and you haven't. Teenagers and young adults need to be sat down and have this spelled out to them. I once knew someone who was basically chastised for being a virgin at 24. You cannot possibly be happy in life being like that, and oh come on, you can't be a virgin at your age, are you being serious, etc. Much of who you are boils down to genetics and brain chemistry. Good decent people are often just people who were born with high empathy and strong impulse control. I didn't choose to be compassionate. My empathy makes it difficult and stressful for me not to be compassionate. And I could easily develop a brain tumor that turns me into a malignant asshole. People want perfect things without any sacrifice. X200B. You know the good old concept of cheap, quality and speed. You can only have two. Well, I notice a lot that these days, lots of people just basically say they want all three, essentially the perfect thing. And they most definitely don't want to sacrifice anything at all. No compromise whatsoever. You can cover your eyes when you walk down the street, but that won't make the homeless problem go away. This is why I am voting for anyone who says here's my plan to solve the homeless crisis. I'm being serious. Does no one care that in California alone 500,000 people are living in the street? Anybody? Anybody at all? No, you don't need to share your criticism. No, your help isn't always helping or wanted. No, it's not nice to help people that didn't want anything from you. Going for homophobia, fatphobia, sexism, leave people the fuck alone. They don't care about your opinion and just want to live their life. Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Whether political, religious, economic, social, familial, or any other form, power without checks and balances is a recipe for the evils in the world. Yet we all think it's the other guy's power that's the problem. Being 600 pounds is not something to glorify. That's a super dangerous weight for someone to be at, that is going to kill them if they remain like that. And if I'm fatphobic for not glorifying someone being so overweight that they can barely walk, then so be it. Everything governments do not like is called terrorism. It's a lot of garbage. Also, security does not prevent terroristic attacks. It's all a big scheme to make people scared and make it easier to spend more money as a government, without any real payback. That we are still a society driven by tribalism. We can have civilized mostly interactions as individuals, but as soon as we perceive our tribe is under attack, real or not, our collective response will be aggression, hate and violence. Nobody is actually independent. We're all supported by an interconnected network of people doing things for each other, and if we keep acting like selfish tribalistic assholes, we're all going to suffer. The CIA did bad shit in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s and into the 21st century. They lied to Congress under oath with impunity. Just because they don't like Trump doesn't make them the good guys. Trying to actively make the world a better place is hard work, where it requires you to give up things that are really fun or taste good, and it's likely not a sacrifice you're willing to make. We were talking about American history, and I said this in my 4th grade class and was looked at like I was completely crazy. Still believe it now. There will never be world peace. Higher education has become relatively useless. AI, sex jobs, student loans, nepotism, unemployment, social media negate the idea of going to college to waste money. The US blindly supporting Israel is a huge mistake. People are afraid to say this. It is the only foreign country Americans are not allowed to speak out against. Your boss and company are not your friend. Go out drinking with him? Not your friend. Bought you a nice birthday, wedding, childbirth gift? Not your friend. The one is scared of the 99 banding together to fight inequality, so they introduce petty issues and make it bigger than it seems to keep us divided. The US government is declassifying documents every 10 years or so, basically saying yeah, we did that shit, what you gonna do about it? Nowadays both genders have their guard up really high in the dating world, and both sides blame the other for their struggles. Death isn't that big of a deal no matter what the circumstances are. or just useless rocks shooting through space, right? The only person who truly loves and appreciates you is yourself, and if you don't love or appreciate yourself, no one will. Life sucks and isn't that worthwhile or great for the most part, and most of our existence is coping with this fact. Climate change is real and we are already past the point of no return, no matter how hard we try to stop it. Congress is just a bunch of people trying to figure out how to keep all the world's tacos for themselves. Most governments do not really care about global warming and are only trying to make profit from it. America is authentically divided. Nobody is pulling strings. We are that far apart by ourselves. Your Reddit opinion has never changed anyone's mind, only emboldened their stance against you. For Americans under 40, it's a toss-up whether societal collapse or retirement is more likely. That women cheat more than men, and most people are very biased when it comes to women. When your butthole is itchy, it is literally the only thing you can think about. That people still hate the Jews today the same as they did during the Holocaust. The American lower middle class is equivalent to the European upper middle class. Sexuality is not something that ought to be made one's entire personality. The system is rigged. Healthcare, food, financial, education, and politics. That vegans are probably right about meat costing too much for the planet. That the earth is flat and most everything we've been told has been a lie. That the founder of Christianity, Jesus Christ, ain't coming back. There's a guy that's sport of fucking the girl of your dreams. From 2019 some very shady stuff has been actively going on. They do not have the solution to peace in the Middle East. Racism isn't as widespread as we have been led to believe.